this video I'm going to show you how to do knife pleats. So for the knife pleats you would normally have all your markings on your pattern and you will have worked out the distance between your pleats. So we're just going to use this paper template that I've made on Word, and the spacing between the solid line and the dotted line is 1.5 centimetres and the distance here is 3. I have also included these dots because we are going to transfer these markings onto the calico, and I'll explain a little bit more about that in a moment. So I'm just going to start at the solid line at the bottom, and accuracy, as with all our sampling, is really important for the success of the outcome. And we're going to then take that fold to those dots. And again, I'll explain a little bit about those dots in a moment. So if we just unfold, you can see now that there is a fold along the dotted line. So I'm just going to the next solid line. And fold. And then taking that fold to the next dots. And here you can see that the knife pleats are starting to form. So I've got 3 more to do. And it's good practice to do this in paper first, because it gives you an idea of the outcome, what it's going to look like, what the spacing is going to be, and also will help you with the transfer of your markings onto your calico. So now you can see that I have pleated the rest of the sample. So I've got 5 pleats on this particular sample. Now if I just show you the calico that we're going to use for this sample, you can see that it is in fact twice as long as the pleated sample. That's because when we pleat up the fabric, it's going to become much shorter. So you do need to take that into consideration when you are thinking about how much fabric you need. I'm going to use some other pieces of kit here. This here is called a pattern notcher, and we use that in pattern cutting, and as we do this clickers all, which is all part of your kit. So I'm going to use the pattern notchers first, and you can see we just operate them by squeezing the handles and operating this spring. And what that's going to do is that's going to just take a little piece of paper out so that we've got a little mark that we can use. So I'm going to do that all the way down this side. And then I'm going to notch the paper all the way down the other side. Okay, so now we have the paper notched at either end of the solid line. And then I'm going to use the clickers all. And because it's got a sharp point, it's a good idea perhaps to have something soft underneath, and I've got this piece of foam. And I'm going to use the point from the Clickers All, and I'm going to just place that where the dots are, and I'm just going to make a hole. Okay, so we'll just carry on down one side, and then just continue with the dots and the drill holes on the other side. So I'm going to now pin the template to the calico sample, and you really must make sure that you are pinning the paper template straight on the fabric. Don't put it at an angle. Make sure that you are going with the grain of the fabric. That's so that you get some really nice smooth pleats that will form correctly. So we're going to just take some pins and pin the paper template So what we're going to do now is take the scissors, and we are going to just snip where the notches are. And we'll do that all the way down one side. And you can see that the notcher has left us enough gap to put the scissors. Okay, and then we're going to do the same on the other side. Okay, so now we're going to use the Clickers All again. So I'm just going to bring this piece of foam over, and we're just going to now use the Clickers All again just to make some little holes in the fabric down one side and the other. Okay, so now I've got the drill holes and the notches marked. I'm going to take the pins out of our template or pattern. Put the pins back in your pin pot or pin cushion. So if I remove the paper, it's quite difficult for you to see, but there are some little, very small little holes in the fabric where I've placed the Clickers All, and also the notches on the side. And now I'm ready to start folding. So I'm going to just take the fabric between my finger and thumb and fold it where the notches are. I'm going to take that fold to the drill holes, just like we did with the paper. And I'm just going to kind of finger press it. And just to be absolutely sure, I'm going to place a pin in place. So I'm going to do that again on the next fold. So I'm just going to use my finger and thumb, kind of bring them together and take them to the drill holes. And finger press. And then place a couple of pins in just to keep those folds in place. And so I've got 3 more to do. So you can really see these knife pleats starting to form. So again, I'm going to take that fold to the drill holes and finger press, and then just secure with pins. Okay, so we're just going to again take that fold to the drill holes, finger press, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 pleats. This is the last one. So now we have our 5 pleats in place and we're ready to press. So I'm going to take the iron, just blast the steam, and I'm just going to press between the pins. I don't really want to run over the pins, we don't want to really scratch the sole of the iron. And then because these are in place, I'm going to take out the pins and I'm going to continue pressing. So now my pleats are pressed into position, I'm just going to put some pins in just on one edge because I'm going to sew down this edge just to keep the pleats in place. So if you can imagine on a kilt, these pleats would be sewn into a waistband on one edge, and at the bottom edge they'll be free. So now I'm going to sew across these pleats just to keep them in place, and I'm going to just make sure that the sewing machine is correctly threaded. Turn on the machine, let it warm up, knee lift to raise the presser foot, put the work under the machine, and remember to hold on to the thread so it doesn't get tangled at the back of the work, and back tack just to secure the stitches, and we're going to take the pins out as we go. And I'm just sewing about 1 centimetre away from the edge. And just going to finish off with the back tack. And here are your knife pleats. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to make an unlined shaped patch pocket.